So Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira just took place, and I just want to say something before I continue in the video. I am very sorry on my predictions. I did not do well. I got like 7 wrong, and I just want to apologize on that. But however, Oliveira is a different breed, man. I never seen Oliveira dominate somebody that high level in my life. I know he ragged out Gamrot, but this is a world champion level fighter in Max Holloway, and the way he just ragdolled him everywhere. There was not a single moment where Holloway had a single clue what to do on the ground. He looks so lost. To do that to Max Holloway is very impressive. Because when was the last time anybody did that to Holloway? Maybe Poirier in his first fight, and then like Conor McGregor when it was baby Holloway, where he had absolutely no clue what to do on the ground. Like, that's very impressive, because Volkanovski couldn't do that, Ilia Topuria couldn't do that, and Charles Oliveira did. It's absolutely insane. I know Oliveira is a different grappler and he actually has submission threat, but still, it's very impressive that he could do that to Max Holloway. Not a lot of people do that, and I'm very impressed. Even though it was kind of a little boring, I'm not gonna lie to you. Past round 2, not a lot happened. Oliveira just kind of controlled it for the most part, not really throwing up submission attempts. He just threw an elbow here and there, because what could he really do? Like, if you could just lay on somebody, he's gonna lay on you. And to me, it's kind of sucky, because I wanted more of a war, especially when it's the BMF title. Now it's more like the boring MF champion right now. Like, I love Oliveira, but he did kind of fight like a prime Bilal out there. At least Bilal has some entertaining fights. I'm kidding, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, Bilal at least scraps more than Oliveira now. Like, I know it was an easier game plan and there was no point for Oliveira to like kind of brawl, but it's a BMF title, you know? You could have had full mount and just land big elbows, because he was there. There was moments where like he was in full mount and he could have just landed like big elbows right there, but he didn't. I don't know why. I get it, you don't want to lose the position, but like at least do some damage. It's very clear Holloway is not going to get up. You might as well throw some damage, you know? I don't know. That was my take on the fight. Like, I wish Oliveira threw more damage. Plus, I also thought he could have stand more on the feet, because he was doing well every time they exchanged. He was kind of winning the exchanges. In the beginning of the fight, he was landing big shots, and then Holloway would cover up. Like, that's also another thing. Holloway does not eat shots well at lightweight. It's very clear. Every time somebody touched him at lightweight, he is not liking him. I know it's Poirier and I know it's Gaethje, but Oliveira as well. But then again, Oliveira is probably the hardest hitter besides Ilia Topuria at the lightweight division. So I can see why he doesn't want to get touched, because every time they exchange, there was a different look in Holloway, like, oh shoot, I don't want to get touched by this dude. Gaethje did say Oliveira is the hardest hitting 155 pounder. Every time he hit him, he went like, oh shoot, there's like a stinging sensation right here. Like, Oliveira does hit hard. People kind of underrate that a bit, but I wasn't expecting him to just ragdoll Holloway like that. I wish he stood more on the feet, because he was winning the exchange. I wish he kind of mixed it up both ways, but I understand why he didn't, but I kind of wish he did, you know? But yeah, anyways, good win on Oliveira, but I should have went with Oliveira though. I hate that I didn't pick him, because the whole week I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick Oliveira, and then I'm like, let's just stay safe here. Every time we try to trust our gut, it never happens, so let's go with Max Holloway to be safe. But no, I should have knew. Just on paper alone, he got double legged by Yair. The highest level grappler he faced was like Brian Ortega and like a washed Frankie Edgar who was like 40 years old. And plus that, even that alone, like one of the main reasons why I didn't pick DDP against Khamzat Chimaev wasn't because he got taken down by Bronson, it's because he was a South African, and what South African really wrestles like that he could train with? Nobody. I should have known just off of that. Because in Hawaii, can you name a very high level grappler Holloway could be training with, where he would be fighting a dude that's on the level of Charles Oliveira when it comes to the ground? No, you can't name him. It's like a no-name gym you don't really know. Like, who's really grappling like that in Hawaii? You can't name him. Like, just common sense alone, I should have known that Holloway would not have the takedown defense good enough to beat Oliveira, just off of that alone, because he's from Hawaii. There's not gonna be a lot of training partners that are on the level of Charles Oliveira on the ground, especially a high level wrestler or a high level BJJ guy. There's not a lot of dudes in Hawaii just doing that. Like, the highest level grappler I can name is Dan Ige. That's it. Really, that is it. Then again, there's BJ Penn, but that's pretty much it. There's nobody else. And neither of them train with Holloway, so it doesn't even matter. But man, that really did suck though. I thought it was going to be a war, but no, we didn't really get a war here. But what's next for Holloway? I guess you could give him like a Paddy Pimblett or a Dan Hooker. I think Dan Hooker is more a winnable matchup than Paddy Pimblett now. Like, I wouldn't be worried Paddy could take him down, or even BSD. But I still think Holloway could beat both of them, but I'm not as confident as I was before. He does not have the grappling as I thought he did. So those are very tough matchups, and maybe they can help him get better grappling. Because I'm starting to notice featherweights don't really have the greatest grappling other than Volkanovski. Volkanovski. That's the exception to the rule. Other than that, you can't really name them except for like Evloev, and maybe Allen probably has better takedown defense than Holloway. Other than that, Lopez as well. Okay, there's a couple of grapplers now, but before there wasn't a lot. So featherweights are stepping up their game a bit, but man, before they were just strikers, it looks like. And they kind of still are, but you get my point. Like, before they used to be a lot worse on the ground. Like, what was the highest level grappler Max Holloway had to worry about? Brian Ortega? Alright, that's hilarious. We gotta admit, like, featherweights grappling was kind of mid for a bit. They're starting to step up their game, but before they were really mid because Brian Ortega for a while was a big threat to them. But that's enough for the featherweights. For Oliveira, I don't really know what you could really do with them. I guess he could wait out. He could get the Connor fight if you really wanted enough. He could get an Armin rematch. That would be kind of interesting because his wrestling has improved a bit, and it would be nice to see if Oliveira could beat Armin Sarukian because their first fight was really close. A lot of people were picking Oliveira in the fight. A lot of people thought Oliveira won the fight. I thought Armin Sarukian won after watching the fight back, but it was very close. It's not like, oh, it was a domination from Armin Sarukian or Charles Oliveira either. Like, it was a very close fight. He could win the rematch. I might pick Oliveira, I'm not gonna lie to you, especially after this performance. I know it's Holloway and he doesn't have the best grab. I don't know anymore. I'm 50-50 on the matchup still. I will go with Armin, but I wouldn't be confident. I think Oliveira has improved a bit in his grappling game. I just don't know he would beat Armin Sarukian right now, but I think that's the matchup to make. If not, maybe a BSD matchup or a Conor McGregor matchup. I think that's the only matchup you could give Oliveira, unless you want to give him Dan Hooker in the meantime, but that kind of takes with the opponent for Holloway. So I don't know if I would really do that, but if you want to, I wouldn't mind it. There's a little beef there. Oliveira does have a little bit beef with Hooker because he kind of ducked him. Because when Hooker was offered a short notice fight against Oliveira, he did not take it. So I don't know, there's a little beef there, and Oliveira had a problem with that. So I think Oliveira would be Hooker, stretch him out, do everything. Oh, pause. Especially what Hooker's doing now. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, he would absolutely dominate Hooker, probably sub him in the first 2 rounds. So I think that's what you could do with Oliveira. I don't know what else you could really do with him for now, but he is the BMF champion, the most boring. I'm just kidding, but that is kind of funny. The BMF champion, the most boring motherfucker in the world. I'm just kidding. I like Oliveira, but it was kind of boring. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to really discuss. I hope you guys did better than me on the card because I did absolutely awful. And speaking to that, the card was absolutely garbage. Probably the worst card of the year. Probably the worst card I've seen in a while. It might be top 5 worst cards I ever seen, actually. I don't think it's that bad, but it was pretty bad. Nothing was really going well. The finishes were weird, especially with Cody Garbrandt. I don't know. I didn't like that fight at all. And Cody kind of just coasted the 3rd round because the other guy got 2 points taken away. And what's fair, however, Garbrandt, how are you just going to cruise a decision here? Like, your whole point, your big meaty hooks. And you're not going to go to war with this dude? Like, you're already up anyways. Like, even if you lose this round, you're still up the round and you still win the fight or at least get a draw if you get dropped in the fight. Like, I don't know. I hated that. And this whole card should be thrown in the garbage, honestly. Other than the Drew Dober knockout, there wasn't anything that insane on this card. I'm not going to lie to you. So yeah, throw this card in the garbage. Nothing else to say about it. Let's just leave it there. And Oliveira is the BMF champion, and good for Oliveira. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and talk to you later. Hopefully I do better in the next card because I did absolutely awful on this one. But yeah, thank you for watching, and God bless all of you. Also, never mind, one more thing. Nate Diaz acting like he would beat Oliveira or Max Holloway is absolutely insane to me. He would get absolutely schooled in every single way from either of the fighters. Holloway would 10-8 him every single round. Oliveira would 10-8 him every single round. Sub him in 2. Holloway would finish him in 3. That's enough. That's all I have to say because that really did annoy me. Like, Nate Diaz acting like he could beat any of these 2 fighters is... oh, I hate that. He got dominated by RDA and he's acting like he could beat Charles Oliveira. That really did annoy me, but that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. I might make a short about that one soon because that did annoy me a lot.